Welcome to the Scam Economy with your host, Matt Bender.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Scam Economy Post Show. It is I, your host, Matt Binder. And, wow. First of all, if you caught the episode this week with Ed Zitron on the FTX collapse, the entire saga so far. I mean, there's been news. I mean, we recorded on Friday night. And I and Ed had scheduled it that way to try to get it as close to the release on Sunday as possible so nothing could pop up. And that morning, Friday morning, the FTX press release went out announcing they were filing for bankruptcy. And that seemed like a pretty good bow on it for now, right? I mean, sure, there's going to be some things that come out, but like the main stuff, you know, bankruptcy takes, I mean, we got to wait a little bit of time for things to, more things to come out. So we thought, you know, so that's what you think, right? We record Friday night. We record for about an hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half. Say goodnight. Farewell. Literally, minutes later, the news starts breaking that funds are being transferred off. Is it a hack? Is it a FTX employee or employees gone rogue? What is going on here? And so we scheduled Saturday night, right, last night, to record an update. And I thought maybe we'd talk for 10, 15 minutes. We went another half an hour. And I was wondering how to edit it and whether I should throw the first episode away or maybe we do a whole. But I thought, the first episode is perfect as is for that. Everything that was covered there, I'll just tack on that first half in the front, which is what you heard. And then we finished last night, and I didn't think this was big enough to change the, try to get Ed for another. First of all, I was busy today, so I couldn't do it. But, try to add an update. But apparently, FTX did not freeze withdrawals for its customers in the Bahamas. And so that made Bahama-based accounts worth a lot of money. People trying to get access to other individuals with a Bahama-based account who can withdraw their money out. And according to FTX, this was something they had to do. They're based in the Bahamas, and the authorities there told them that they could not, freeze those withdrawals. They need to let their Bahama-based customers cash out. Well, apparently, according to the authorities of the Bahamas, they never requested such a thing. They never said that was necessary. I mean, there'll be so much more to talk about. I mean, what else do we do? What else can I possibly do? I can't stream 24/7. I mean, this has been a crazy week for all the stuff I cover. Like, if you are someone who follows me or listens to my shows, I don't know how I've been able to do it, but I've been able to keep up. We got this whole FTX thing going down starting last weekend, even before that. And then we got the continuation of this Elon Musk Twitter drama. Of course, the checkmark Twitter Blue launched this week, and then after 2 days was immediately stopped because fake accounts are running rampant, costing brands and corporations and companies all over money because they're tweeting out fake shit from fake accounts on Twitter. And then on top of that, you had the elections on Tuesday, of which I already did, the midterms, which I did a 6 hours on 2 different streams. I didn't even do my own politics show, Doomed, on Tuesday because there were so many other streams I was joining in on. I did upload the 2 shows that I was on the channel, so please go check that out. I don't even know if I should rip those 6 hours and upload those as a podcast. I don't know if that would even interest anybody podcast-wise. So I missed out on a Doomed podcast and streaming on my own stream on Twitch and YouTube on Tuesday while still being the busiest I've ever been. Abby says that 6 hours was so good though. Thank you, Abby. I mean, I told you guys, I hinted last week that I was going to launch a third show. And I still am planning on doing so because I'll give you another hint. It's on one of those topics I just mentioned. I just couldn't find the time to get all the stuff together to submit to Apple, honestly, this past week. I'm hoping to do that in this next day or two. I mean, this is, and then of course, as we're talking here, SBF, that's right, the SBF of FTX, he sent his first tweet in how many days? Since the bankruptcy filing on November 11th. So Friday morning before the hack, while you guys were watching the premiere episode on YouTube. And by the way, it's up as a podcast now too. If you missed the episode and prefer to listen to it as audio only, scameconomy.com. And this is what SBF tweeted. I mean, this is incredible stuff here. I mean, you guys ready? What is this even? What is this? Did someone rip the phone out of his hand? Well, I just realized that was totally accidental. It looked like I'm holding the. It looks like I'm holding the tweet up. Hold on. Anyone want to screenshot that? I mean, this is what happened here. What happened? Who pulled the phone out of his hand? What was he about to tweet? It's still up too. I would like to think that some government agency from one of the governments affected, one of the governments who need to jump in on this, one of them just ascended onto his polycule mansion, and and they just ransacked the place and pulled him out just as he was sitting down to I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This is like the, because usually I guess this is where everyone's getting shit out now, right? Because we're about to hit that time period where it's like the holiday lull, right? Where things start to slow down a little bit for the holiday season coming up. I mean, we're already in it, really, almost. We're about a week and a half away from Thanksgiving, and then it's full on holiday, Christmas. Everyone's doing that shit. So I am loving it though. It has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's been fun. It's been fun, folks. Hope you've been having fun too. Christ. What is going on? All right, let me open up and on top of that, this is really, let me change the background for this one, just in case I choose to clip this. This is more of a Tuesday thing, so maybe I'll mention it again then. But on top of everything, Jimmy Dore and the Humanist Report went at it. Actually, what I should say is, Mike from the Humanist Report and Jimmy Dore fans went at it over the weekend. And all of a sudden, Libtard01, the account that I had outed as I would say 100%, but there was, because my evidence, in my opinion, nails it down 100%, but it was like 99.99999% Jimmy Dore. At Libtard01 all of a sudden starts tweeting for the first time since I outed the account as Jimmy Dore's sock puppet. And they're going back and forth, Mike from Humanist Report and at Libtard01. And then the account, the Libtard01 account. Where is this? I gotta pull this up. The Libtard01 account. Here, let me pull up this whole thing. Cause it's funny. It's funny. It's fucking funny. You damn right it's funny. Of course I'm gonna pull this up. Here we go. All right. So here is. Where am I? What's going on here? What's going on here? How do I, all right, here it is. Okay. So here is the first tweet in this that I screenshot that tells this little story here. So at libturtle1, I outed the account. Which way am I going? After I outed the account as Jimmy Dore's burner, and they're going at it. And where is it? And Mike Figueredo of Humanist Report says, so glad you're using your libtard01 account again, Jimmy. We all know it's you, thanks to Matt Binder. And it says the libtard01 account then replies, the reason I have to use my burner account to retweet you is because you have me blocked. You continue to tweet about me from behind that block, blah, 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 whatever. That's the libtard01 account admitting that he's Jimmy Dore. Now, any anonymous account could say they are whoever. They could pretend they are whoever they are, right? Jimmy Dore retweeted the reply that says the reason I have to use my burner account to retweet you is because you have me blocked. That's it. Jimmy Dore has come out and admitted libtard01 is his account. I mean, again, I found all the evidence that nailed it, quite frankly. I think there was no doubt, but here we go. This is it. This is the end of the story. The trilogy has been, the first video I put out, the second video I put out, and here you go. The trilogy has been concluded. I don't know what to say to this shit. I mean, come on. I mean, it's how does that? Oh man. I mean, let me just say this. Patreon.com/Matt Binder to support this show, all my shows, all the content I make, everything I do, because frankly, I'm on a roll here. I mean, and I'm not on a roll on one beat. I'm like cranking this shit out on the right, on these guys, these right wingers. You got the crypto beat here. I mean, I had Mike Burgersberg on, who basically wrote one of the two reports that outed FTX's insolvency problems last weekend before anything happened. And super credit to Mike Burgersberg again. The dude's been everyone should obviously check out the Dirty Bubble Media newsletter. And then you got, I don't, please check out my, and this isn't my, this is my work for another company, but check out my reporting in Mashable on Elon Musk, especially the two pieces I wrote where I got data from a third-party company that's basically a really legit mobile analytics firm called Sensor Tower. If you're not familiar with them, they basically track App Store analytics, and they get very close estimates that usually, check out their reporting and you could read it. Elon Musk's Twitter Blue is not making that much money. This is just, it shouldn't be a big surprise, but I have the numbers, hard numbers, subscription-wise. So definitely check those out. So yeah. Ezekiel Mordecai says, Matt, find SBF for your next case. He's in the Bahamas. He claims that he's in his mansion in the Bahamas. He's not on the run. That's Do Kwon. That's the Terra Luna guy. Maybe I'll go find him. He's in Europe somewhere, apparently. So patreon.com/Matt Binder if you could afford to become a subscriber. I didn't have a Doomed show this week because I was on those two 6-hour streams. But so I didn't really promote the Patreon anywhere this week. So I only got one new patron subscriber, Kevin M. Thank you so much. Luckily though, no one's canceled. So that's just a +1 on top of what we had the previous week, thankfully. Really, again, I want to really hone in here that I have a full-time job. I'm not one of those creators who's out here telling you I need your money to survive. yet. Who knows what could happen? But I'm not. Literally, everything you give me is purely goes into the content I'm creating to be able to do more stuff. To be able to take the time, after I work my day job, take the time away from my family, sit down, edit this stuff. I mean, the past 3 episodes of Scam Economy have resulted in 2 separate 2+ hour episodes, which isn't the norm for Scam Economy. So any support you want to give to help create more content is greatly appreciated, because the goal would be for this to one day be able to sustain me putting my full time into it. I mean, I feel like I'm already putting close to full-time hours as well, but imagine I could do full-time plus just on this. But if you can't afford to do so, please, I always say, I could never take money from someone who's, this is for people who have extra money and just looking for something to put it towards because they enjoy the content or whatever. Let me read some super chats. And as always, youtube.com/Matt Binder. We crossed 25,000 subscribers, by the way. That happened Tuesday. I wasn't even doing the stream on Tuesday, but because I was on those other 2 shows, I was on Lauren Chen's Odyssey live stream, which was a right-wing, show, which I always am happy to talk to right-wingers. I, quite frankly, love it. Love it so much. Please, if you're a right-winger, invite me on your show. And then I joined the Serfs for what some people are saying is like the leftist Avengers stream. It was me, David Dole obviously me, Lance from the Serfs, because it was his stream. David Dole of the Rational National. Mike Figueredo of the Humanist Report. Vosh joined us. I not familiar with how to say this channel, the Illuminati channel. They got like 1 million+ subscribers. And we're going to be doing stuff together too. I was talking to her and we're going to be collaborating on something. Well, who else was on that stream? RM Brown. Who else? It was like the all-star leftist YouTuber show and me. So yeah, check those out. I didn't put the full streams of either of those shows on my channel. The stream, the sections are just the parts of both those streams that I was on. I was on a big chunk of both of them, but I just the one with me on it. So if you want to check out the full stream, you got to go to those channels. And who just reminded me of that? Fifi, thank you for, or Feifei, thank you for reminding me. We had so much fun on that stream watching Charlie Kirk and Benny Johnson and Jack Posobiec melt down as the red wave became the red blip and the Democrats overperformed big time. And everyone was filling Charlie Kirk's live stream chat, his midterm live stream chat, with little blue wave emojis. It was amazing. It was so funny. It was so funny. I mean, this is just silliness, obviously, but it's fun. Come on, it's fun. So yeah. Super chats. YouTube.com/Matt Binder. To drop a super chat. Also, Twitch.tv/Matt Binder. Connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and you get a free Twitch Prime subscription every month. Again, I didn't do the Twitch stream last Tuesday either. So we dropped in Twitch subscribers, like paying Twitch subscribers a little bit. I'm assuming because I forgot to remind people who subscribe via the free Twitch Prime subscription that comes with their Amazon Prime subscription to renew their monthly, subscription. Saying subscription a lot. Let me open Skype so you can do calls. But first, let me do super chats. I saw a super chat on the previous stream, the premiere. Let me thank that person. They gave a nice little where is that? I thought I saved that. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Cody Culp with a $50 super chat. Loved the sock account investigation. Good night. I'm assuming you left, Cody, because you said good night, but thank you so much. $50. I really appreciate that. Renee with a super chat. Gotta mention Eli Lilly, by the way. Oh, right. I mean, that's fantastic. The fake Eli Lilly tweet that said they were going to make insulin free, and then the real Eli Lilly and they were verified because the fake account owner paid the $8 to get verified, which comes with Twitter Blue now. And so the Eli Lilly real account had to come out and say that's not true, which then got them dunked on too for not making insulin free. And you can't attribute this one thing to stock market movement, and things ebb and flow, but I even saw like Barron's and other financial outlets actually say that the Twitter account, the fake Twitter account, at least played some role in Eli Lilly's stock tanking that day. Abby with a super chat. All thanks to the investigative journalism of Matt Bender. Thank you, Abby. H. Silver with a super chat. That investigative report was epic. You were on your inner Walter Cronkite-ness. Thank you, H. Silver. Really appreciate that. Ezekiel Mordecai with a $25 super chat. Thanks, Matt. Magateer Schadenfreude. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Yeah, we're having fun here, guys. We've been having a lot of fun here. It's been fun. It's been fun. Phones. Oh wait, I forgot to check over on Twitch. How we're doing over on Twitch. Tokyo Hans, resubscriber Prime. Subscriber for 6 months. Thank you. Brace Haver, subscriber Prime. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, slow because we didn't stream. Sinner3367, subscriber Prime. Thank you so much. But yeah, well, I think we'll catch up with Prime subscriptions. Oh, and the podcast, by the way, for Scam Economy and Doom. The Doom podcast has been up in numbers too, but the Scam Economy podcast has just been freaking. I mean, I was wondering if we had hit a peak, not in terms of crypto stuff. It'll never die out. Stuff to talk about, but I thought maybe public interest in crypto. The mainstream public interest in crypto would die out, but Scam Economy's been pulling its best numbers. I'm pretty sure if I count just with YouTube numbers, absolutely. But I'm pretty sure now that in just around 9 months, officially now, with podcast downloads and live streamed listens, I'm pretty sure 9 months Scam Economy is now broken. This might push us, I don't know, give us an extra, I don't even know how many. But it's taken Doomed years to hit that milestone. It's taken Scam Economy around 9 months. I think a little bit less, actually. It's been crazy. Thank you, everybody, for your support, really. All right, let's open Skype now. Oh, something's going on. Skype's been very slow lately. I might have to switch from Skype. Abby with another super chat. Convince my boss to give the entire staff a 10% pay raise. $500,000 a year in payroll increase. Here's some of that money for you. Oh, thank you, Abby. And also, awesome on you for that. Oh, we got some calls. Let's do this. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, this is John Miller. I'm calling regarding Donald Trump,
Oh,
and I'm working for him for a
okay.
little while, and I'll soon be leaving, but I'll be moving on to other things. I just wanted to let you know that there's no reason for these fake, phony investigations.
Okay. All right. All right. 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 The January 6th committee is going to be wrapping up. Is that what you're talking about?
The Unselect Committee. And they're horrible people. They're horrible. They're horrible, terrible, disgusting people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disgust, absolutely hard. I call them the Unselect Committee. I came up with that myself.
The unselect
Another
committee.
amazing Trump branding success.
Oh, who? Trump.
Just like all the candidates who
Whoa.
I
Whoa.
endorsed
Whoa.
who were winning
Whoa. I
and
thought this was.
won
I
are
thought this
the
was.
candidates I endorsed. So if you don't count the people, excuse me, you're very rude. Excuse me. Excuse me. If you don't count the people who didn't win their races, then I'm 100%. 100%. Absolutely. So, of course, I'm going to be announcing my totally no nonsense, beautiful, amazing run for president. That will be, hold on, excuse me.
I thought this was John Miller.
Going to be announcing that we are exploring a possibility that a committee will be a blue ribbon committee. Blue ribbon committee. They love them. They love them. The blue ribbon committees. And what they're going to do is we're going to look into putting my name on the ballot to be president once again in
Whoa.
20.
I could have sworn this was John Miller who said they were saying John Miller.
Melania keeps telling me I don't want it, and I keep saying, Mel, I still have the box and the receipt. I could send you back at any time. So just go along with it, all right?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Miller.
All this nonsense, crypto, and all this other crap. It's going to go away, and when I am elected president again, you will see. It will be so amazing, just so great.
Can I ask you a question?
Great and amazing.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Go right now.
Wait,
Greg Kelly is calling.
Quick question.
Talk to him.
Quick question.
He's gonna lick my. He's gonna interview me, and I hope you have a great night, Matt. And to all your listeners in the chat room, they're great people. They're all great. They're wonderful, terrific people.
Right. Can I ask you a quick question? Just really quick.
Sure. Go ahead.
What are your feelings on one Ron DeSantis?
Little Ron. Little Ron. I came up with that myself. Little Ron. If not for me, sending the FBI down there to make sure that he won, he would not have won. He would not have won.
Right.
So, if he thinks that he's going to beat me, Matt, let me tell you something. He has something else coming. Something different. Little Ron is what I call him. And he's going to try. He's going to try and beat Trump. No way he'll beat Trump.
I will say,
Mr. Smart guy.
I will say, Mr. President, if it came down between you and Ron DeSantis, I'll be honest, I'd be rooting for you. Quite frankly, easy, very easy.
Well, that's because you're a very smart man, very great man. You have great. You love America. You're a true patriot, Matt.
Thank you. It's been an honor talking to you, Mr. President, or John Miller, or frankly, whoever called in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed.
John Barron.
John Barron.
For the president.
I thought it was John Miller at first.
Very, excuse me. You're very rude. Excuse me.
Did you enjoy Tiffany's wedding over the weekend?
It was a beautiful thing. It was great. It was great. It was totally. It
Did
was
I? Is
when
it
you
news
think
to you
about
that
it,
is it news to you that you were at Tiffany's wedding this
and
weekend?
I mean, I got up there and I gave my wedding wishes, and then launched into describing how the red wave was taken from us with voter fraud all across this nation.
Did
It's
you
horrible.
did you walk her
We
up the
live
aisle at least?
in
Your
a third
daughter?
world country.
Did you walk your daughter up the aisle?
Excuse me?
Did you walk Tiffany down the aisle?
Sure, sure I did. We live in a third world, fifth world. It's so horrible. There's death, crime, death, drag queens. It's all horrible. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. And this is why you need Trump in 2024. There's no reason why I shouldn't be allowed to be president. There's a little
I agree.
thing called Article 2 that says I can do whatever I want. And I'll do whatever I want. I
Thanks.
just gotta go. Greg Kelly is really, he's really
right.
antsy to lick my talk to me. So you have
Give
a
my
good night.
regards to Greg Kelly. Take care, Mr. President.
Thank you, Matt. Have a great night.
You
Bye.
too. I gotta say, my callers are getting better and better every week. I mean, always had top notch quality callers, but we're blowing through every. I would put my listeners who call in against anybody else's listeners any day of the week. Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, hey, it's Tokyo Hans.
Hey, Tokyo Hans, can I pull you up on the feed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do this.
Sorry, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay,
What
cool.
would you like to talk about, Tokyo Hans? How's everything going on in Japan?
Doing good, other than the whole economy kind of thing, but everything else okay. Just first, I wanted to, a couple of weeks ago, we had a announcement from one of our callers that he's going to become a father, and you were giving a little bit of parental advice about, not,
Oh, right.
switching 2 hours at a time.
That was 2
between each
weeks
other.
ago now, I think. Right, yeah.
Yes. I wanted to just give another piece of advice, if possible.
Please.
Just, if possible, sleep in separate rooms, because just to be able to get like enough sleep, like without any interruption and everything. That's how I did it with my boy and my wife and everything.
I disagree.
And that's how I did it, and it was wonderful on our side.
I would say it probably comes down to the kid. For us, it was so much easier just to literally. For the first months, we did the in bed thing where they just slept in the same bed, and literally didn't have to.
Yes, that's fine. I mean, not the baby separate room. I mean, like one of the parents sleeping in a thing.
We did that for a while too, but not on purpose because we did that with the second kid because we had a bed where all four of us couldn't fit in the bed at the same time. So I had the couch a lot of nights. But that's not the case anymore. Now they sleep in their own room. We sleep in our room. They're 7 and 3 now, so they're obviously at the age where they sleep in their own room. But yeah, I think it's dependent on the kid. I would say for those first couple of months when they're like infants, though, the easiest thing you could do is just let them sleep in the same bed.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you'll be waking up.
He was amazing.
You'll be waking up every hour.
6 weeks old, he would sleep all night.
Yeah. MMD says co-sleeping causes.
On my side.
MMD says co-sleeping causes serious attachment issues. I've heard that. We did not have that problem with our two kids. They go to bed in their own room, and most nights they stay in there. Maybe they'll come in and ask us to come in their bed, and I'll lay down with them for maybe 20 minutes till they drift back off to sleep, and then I go back in the other room. But we've been lucky that that's not been the issue. I have heard that's a thing. I would say it's dependent on the kid.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't like treat all the kids the same way. They're going to turn out different individually.
Right.
So, but anyway, I just want to talk about a little bit of Japan, crypto news, if possible, real quick. I know it's not as big as what's been happening recently, what you and Ed were reporting, and thank you again, Ed, for coming on. That was amazing as usual. We recently had big bust here in Nagasaki, in the southern part of Japan. Basically, where the first bomb hit when the Americans, dropped the first nuke. Some like 7 lawyers got together and started investigating crypto scams. Actually, it was a door-to-door scam that it started out with, and it's this basically this USB that they were renting to people, to older people, I should say.
Wait, what is this?
And
What is this?
you
Say that
basically
again. I'm
just-
sorry, I was trying to follow. Say that again. They were going
It's
door to
It's a
door.
product called Vision.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like door-to-door salesmen.
Oh,
And
always trustworthy.
they have a problem with this in Japan. Basically, they scam old people. That's the main thing, because that's all there is here in Japan: old people. And this is just a door-to-door scam that they do, a Ponzi scheme door-to-door scam. And basically, it started off just as like a USB thing where you rent the USB and you invest money into it, and it uploads like popular apps into your computer and everything. And then they would get returns on their investment somehow. They were just paying out the people, just some money, so giving them back on their investment and everything. And then eventually the return on the investment were coming few and far between, just a couple months, more months, whatever. So then people started complaining about this. So on the people who were running the scam said, okay, instead of the cash for this, we're just going to give you this crypto coin. Which I believe they called it Vision, all capitals and everything. And, they were starting to pay them all with this Vision crypto coin and everything, but it was completely worthless, like zero, like nothing whatsoever, no value whatsoever. And people couldn't figure out how to, cash it out or anything, because they're all older people without any, technological knowledge or anything. So it was really hard. So finally, these like lawyers in Nagasaki, got together and just came down hard on these guys, and the government is, coming down on this crypto scam over there now.
I'm looking this up. I want to. It's called
basically, yeah.
Vision.
Yes, all capitals, and
I'm
basically,
seeing this
yeah,
right now. Alleged Japanese scam
it's not a
operators
huge-
paid up to 3,000 investors in a worthless crypto asset.
Exactly, yeah. And it started off as a little USB thing, and then they just, worked it up into a crypto kind of thing. But it wasn't a huge. I mean, huge for all the poor people who invested into it. But
Jeez.
they're suspecting there's a lot more, behind the scenes and everything that people haven't realized about it.
At this point, I am convinced that you can start like a crypto exchange called like "We Steal Your Money," and just be upfront and say,
Basically,
"Hello, crypto investors, transfer your money, trade and exchange with us. We keep everything you put in. You will never be able to withdraw your money." And I guarantee you'll get people investing going, "This is the next big thing. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be great." I mean, it's unbelievable.
exactly.
It's unbelievable. I'm not saying that the people in your story specifically, because obviously they are probably older people who were fooled into, they were explained something that made sense to them. And they, but it's just stunning how this is continuing to go on over and over and over again.
Yeah, they had this like pretty much this exact same scam about 20, 30 years ago with investing in gold. And I forgot the name of the scam of the guy who did it and everything, but it's basically the same exact thing, but instead of gold, they changed it to crypto. It's just insane. But, that's the good thing about here in Japan. They're so used to this, like, scamming old people thing that they've been able to spot it a lot quicker than they do in other countries and everything. But on the other hand, here in Japan, another crazy thing that's happening is the biggest telecommunications company, basically the AT&T of here in Japan, is investing $4 billion into Web3. And on top of Web3, they're also like investing into crypto and DeFi and all this other nonsense to, speed up the Japanese internet or whatever,
Like, you said this is what is this? Is an agency, you said?
The world's biggest telecommunications company.
Oh, okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
called NTT.
Okay, so it's a company.
Japan's.
Japan's.
Yeah.
It's a company. They do stupid shit, of course. I thought you said agency for a second. No, but I mean, I mean, they just won't learn their lesson. I don't know what else to say. I don't know why all these people keep thinking that like this is the next big thing. Just this company got it wrong, that company got it wrong. These 500 companies just got it wrong. I mean, I don't know what else you need to know that this is it. Like, this is crypto. Like, this is what it is. There is nothing you're missing here. There's no magic secret sauce that's hidden behind the blockchain that you're not getting, so you keep pouring more money into it to get it. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
What you're seeing is exactly what crypto is. Nothing more, nothing less. And that people are just refusing to accept that.
Yes, and another couple of weeks ago, we had that like guy who basically he explained really well what's happening with the economic system here in Japan, where basically there's a Popeye character saying, "We'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today," kind of thing, and basically, I guess all the old people like in the government and the higher ups in the other companies and everything, the economy is crashing. They're just looking for anything to solve it.
I'm sorry.
And all these crypto bros are selling them on this. It's insane.
I'm too busy thinking about how great that Whippy quote is for this. Oh my god, that's really good. Oh yeah, that's it. Like that's it. I mean, nail on the head right there. That is what this is. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Man, I don't know what it's gonna take. What it's gonna take for people to and the money's still pouring in. Like at this point, I'm like, what if I start like a crypto company that just raises VC money as a crypto company and then just does something else with it? You know what I mean? I don't even mean scam them. I mean, just start like a social media platform or something. Just don't even get involved with crypto. But the easiest way to get money from VCs now is literally to start a crypto company. Like,
exactly.
Imagine
exactly.
What,
I remember this like 10 years ago, just putting blockchain in a company name or something.
You just froze.
Investment,
you
whatever.
just froze Tokyo. Oh, you just got unfrozen. Perfect. Like, I'm thinking too, like, all right, imagine like what cool things are not being done. It sucks that VCs have this money and no one should have this much money. Obviously, I'm not. But the fact of the matter, living in the reality we live in, there are, basically startups out there who are doing some cool shit, I bet. Who are not getting funding and are going under because VCs are too busy, making it rain on crypto and Web3 bullshit.
Exactly. Anyway, thank you very much. Sorry, I have to go. I have to get back to work. I just finished off my lunch. Just amazing shows the last couple of weeks, and just keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Tokyo Hans. Really appreciate it. Enjoy your lunch.
Excellent. Thank you. I just had tacos. I know it's not very Japanese.
Were they sushi tacos? I don't know.
Actually, they do have a Japanese version of tacos. It's just on rice instead of the tortilla. And also, taco means octopus in Japanese. So it becomes a pun in Japanese. Did you have tacos? What kind of thing.
I like that. All right.
So you could say you had tacos.
Did you have a sushi burrito? There's a place that sells those in Manhattan.
Yes. Actually, I had that yesterday. The futomaki, yeah.
I gotta say, sushi easily my favorite. Sushi roll is easily my favorite food in the world, but only the ones with raw fish. I don't think I'd like the sushi tacos because I'm assuming they put cooked items in there. Don't like, other than shrimp tempura sushi, there's no cooked sushi I like. It's got to be raw. It's got to be raw for me.
Definitely.
I like it raw. What can I say? All right. Have a great night, Tokyo Hounds. Oh, great afternoon.
Thank you. Take it easy, everybody.
Take care. All right. Oh, we got another caller here. Do 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 do. Just lost them. Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Matt, this is the Dave from Jamaica.
Dave from Jamaica. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad. So, is this the end of crypto?
No. I mean, this is probably gonna start. I think you thought the Terra Luna stuff in May was big. I think this is just the beginning. There's too much connect, like it's for the centralized quote unquote system. These companies are all tied to the fucking hip. They're all invested in each other's stable coins because they're all able to just make money fall out of the sky and just appear out of thin air by just saying, oh, we have a stable coin. So a lot of their holdings aren't actually real. They're not actually liquid. These holdings are in another company's stable coin. So what we're going to see is a cascading effect, a domino effect. I don't know who's going to be the next to fall. A lot of people are looking at crypto.com, which means the crypto.com arena may not be long for the world. I mean, FTX has to, I think the arena down in Miami is going to, they're going to sue FTX for whatever they got apparently over the naming rights there. I mean, this won't be the end though. This will be a big hit. I think we're just seeing the beginning for sure here of this. It's going to get...
So maybe the beginning of the end.
See, here's the thing. Until something comes around that replaces crypto and the blockchain for these people, they're going to keep perpetuating it. They're going to keep it going in some shape or form. I do think, at least for, unless they're able to pull off something 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, I'm not going to speculate how long, but for a little bit of time at the very least, for like quite a little bit of time, a substantial amount of time, I think crypto is dead to the retail investor. I think regular people, the people they were advertising to during the Super Bowl, I think those people are seeing this shit and saying either they lost money or they're saying, holy shit, I dodged a bullet here. I'm not touching this shit.
Well, other than my dreams of seeing crypto burn, I guess the midterms were interesting, weren't they? Like, I think before the midterms, I was a little more doom and gloom, but I'm not saying things are going to be great now. But what kind of has me a little bit more hopeful is I do think, at least in the States, the general public, the voting public, is getting a little bit more savvy. Because normally, like when I saw stuff like inflation is the biggest concern, I was like, oh, they're cooked. And then they didn't get cooked, so that's telling me, yes, they do think inflation is a big concern, but they're no longer running on the old defaults that conservatives used to run on, which is if there's high inflation, hence it must be whoever's in charge current fault. Right? I think they're getting a little bit more savvy to that one. That trick ain't going to work, or at least the conservatives will have to offer up an actual plan other than it's their fault. I don't think that line of reasoning works. Also, I don't think, at least generally, I don't think the anti-woke stuff works anymore either. Like, as much as comedians like to cry about it and whatnot,
none of this
it
shit
doesn't work on regular people anymore.
None of this shit mattered. All those candidates who are out there making gender identity in schools the biggest issue, they all failed. Normal people look at these freaks obsessed with kids' gender identity and drag queens, and they say, look at these fucking weirdos. I don't want to vote for this guy.
Exactly.
I mean, this was this should be the nail in the coffin for any serious Republican who actually wants to win an election. I don't even mean like a legit or a moderate. I mean, even if you're a whack job in every other way, you had to have seen the results here and thought to yourself, okay, we're definitely not winning on the culture wars.
I mean, I was thinking, just imagine if the Dem leadership actually did stuff. Now, they'd have probably cleaned their clock. It would have been.
I gotta say, the fuck up here this midterm was New York. The New York Democratic Party really fucking shit the bed here.
They pressed their own voters and they managed to make a few conservatives sneak a few wins here and there because
in
Eric
places
Adams
they shouldn't have won.
This crime narrative, right?
Right, in places they should not have won, and there'll be no looking back and learning from their mistakes. No, they're gonna keep on.
Them leadership only learns one lesson: if they lose, we need to go more right. If they win, we need to go more.
It's because we went more right. Yeah. No, absolutely. That's what's absolutely. I mean, it's absurd.
It is absurd. It is absurd. So what I was trying to figure out is though, I think the conservatives are in a big problem because I'm looking at their analysis, not just the freaks on the internet, but then again, most of the talking heads on the conservatives are freaks. But especially from your debate, I think they're similar to Democratic leadership. They're incapable of learning certain lessons, right? Like in Kentucky, where they voted down the abortion thing, right? And then their leadership, they're like, no, fuck that. We're going to ignore that amendment. We're going to push through anyway. I don't think they've learned the lesson at all. I think they really bought it. Remember, we were talking if the leadership was controlling the crazies, or they've become the crazies. I'm leaning more towards they've become the crazies. Because look at Ron DeSantimonious, right? So they're saying, oh yeah, he's the better guy. He's the future. And I'm saying, wait, this guy ran Florida basically like he's an imitation Trump. And they're saying, no, I really don't think they're in touch with reality because look what he's done in Florida. It's not that much different from what these freaks who were running in the midterms were trying to do. Am I crazy on that?
No, I mean, no. This is he's that guy. The only difference is that Florida is that place now. Yeah, I mean, I think if Dems get their shit together, they could turn this shit around. Basically, we might have 2 years of nothing getting done, but nothing bad getting done. And then they could easily, with Biden bringing the ticket up, if Biden does, doesn't have his, approval rating in the toilet, I think they could easily get the Senate and the House. We'll keep the Senate again and get the House back.
Have they officially lost the House yet, or
not yet? But
I'm not even sure.
It's unclear, which is good for them because it shouldn't. For the Republicans, they thought they would have both in the bag by now. As of right now, I believe it is official 203 seats for Dems, 212 seats for Republicans. Majority's 218, so Republicans just need 6 more. Democrats would need 15 more. It's still possible, but unlikely, I saw at this point. But it's also possible that GOP just holds it, has a majority of like 1 or 2 seats, which would mean
barely a majority, which means a lot more infighting and peeling off.
But I mean, also you get one of those. You Democrats hone in on just a handful of those Republicans in blue states, and basically tell them we will fuck you up if. I mean, their seats aren't secure if they just flipped a usual blue seat because of gerrymandering or something. I mean.
Yeah, it's
They're not
gerrymandering
safe.
plus low turnout. Those are not House Congress people long for this world.
Turnout wasn't bad actually. Turnout was pretty good. I was seeing, but maybe in those.
So you think no? I'm talking those specific ones where they won.
It's possible, but turnout was pretty good.
I was just speaking in New York in general where they snuck out a few seats. Because far as I know, because if my analysis of Florida is correct, and I figure something similar in New York, is like you have the tough on crime rhetoric, and that will depress Dem voters generally.
Well, Florida is the anomaly for Republicans. Florida is like the only state that got like deeper red. Every other state, even like
it was gerrymandered to hell too, wasn't it?
It's possible. I think so. I think you're right. Yes, DeSantis. Sure, you're right. Yes, but
also I think by running. Sorry, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I said also the other big issue is I won't be the guy who writes off a state, but there's definitely a lot of influx from right wingers all over the world to Florida, unfortunately.
Yes. I said this and people were a little bit upset with me, but I didn't mean it on a statewide level. I didn't mean. I mean, there's obviously a strong Democratic contingent in Florida without a doubt. But I mean, when we're talking about national elections and like the presidential election, for example, probably should not spend that much money in, obviously spend it if you got it, but if you gotta strategically use your money, Florida is not really a swing state anymore in my estimation. I mean, it should be pretty clear.
I think the other issue is the candidates they decide to throw money on. I would not throw money on an ex-cop trying to out tough on crime Marco Rubio. That seems like a waste of money. Are you going to go with zero carb soda or you're going to go with the classic, right? You're not going to out Republican on their game. And then of course the biggest waste of money is Charlie Crist, who's lost in every version of himself.
Enough. The dude is never gonna. It's enough. Absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, listen, we got Arizona. We got Arizona turning blue. Nevada is basically a blue state now. Look at Georgia. Why are we not investing money to make sure Georgia stays the way we are? It is like I would throw all your money at Georgia right there. I mean,
also I think
I would also pour money. I would also try to save Wisconsin because it's clear that the votes are there in Wisconsin. The votes are there in Wisconsin. It's that the GOP in Wisconsin is probably the state GOP in Wisconsin is probably the most corrupt, evil state party in the country. I mean, because the Democratic voters are there in Wisconsin.
Oh, somebody's asking me if you got those sodas yet. I have not mailed them off merely because the cost is prohibitive, and I'm thinking of
you didn't send them, Dave?
No, I didn't send them as yet.
Who sent these Jamaican sodas that are sitting on my desk right now? What the? Imagine that'd be a pretty good setup for a horror movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I open the box and there's like a gremlin inside or some shit.
Well, yes. The thing is with. I'm trying to remember which candidate stuck out. There's that lumberjack who won in her state. Oh, yes, the polls. The polls seem very cocked to me. What's going on with 538 and these
because
polls?
they're listening to these friggin' Republican paid-for polls. I can never remember their name. Tragfer, whatever it is. Everyone saw those polls fill up the media streams right before the election, and these were Republican paid polls. I mean, they're going to make Republicans look good. Do Democrats do the same? Sure, but you have to weigh them correctly. You have to realize which ones are legit. I mean, and also,
Well, these polls seem extremely way off. The amount is there something wrong with Nate Silva's brain now, or what's going on?
Also, consider this: how are these polls taken? Cold calls.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you've picked
Probably
up
the methodology is probably very weird.
When's the last time you picked up your phone when an unknown number pops up on your your mobile device screen?
Very rarely.
That's exactly. They're calling people, and it's picking up older people. They're not getting a good diverse grouping here to accurately portray how the American people think of candidates.
Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to end it with one more thing. I watched your thing with what's her roaming Malin? I can't remember what the right winger's name is, but one from Canada seems to be important a lot of those these days. You are on a kind of debate thing with Ben Burgess and.
Oh right, that was fun. Who was the Canadian? Who's the Canadian one?
Lauren Chen, I think she.
Oh
yeah,
right. Yes.
I think what stuck out to me, and I guess why TYT got in a little trouble with their base, is this weird tough on crime thing I haven't seen since like the 90s.
It is so bizarre. Listen, I can't speak for other places in the country where I don't live, but New York City is so fucking safe right now. Does that mean that there's no crime? Of course not. But big picture wise, crime is down overall. It's just that simple.
No, I think that I like in Jamaica we have crime issues, but what I find frustrating, I should say, is especially when I see this weird tough on crime rhetoric, and you focus on individual stories and you get angry at DAs for not throwing the book, is we've done this before. This is not new. If your goal is to actually reduce crime or, do the things to make crime go away, it ain't going to work. All that's going to happen is, as that crazy right winger from New York suggested, is you're just going to lock them in jail and then they come out of jail. It's just out of sight, out of mind.
That was really incredible.
It's a repeat.
That was like that section there goes in the honestly goes in the Matt Binder dunking on right wingers highlight reel. Honestly, I mean, I could not believe how easy that was too. Like, kudos to Tim Poole, who at least gave me a little bit of a workout. That guy was just like throwing up, like knocking it down up on the backboard for me to jump up and drop it right in. I mean, unbelievable how there was no thought process behind there. Oh, things were so much safer under Giuliani and Bloomberg. What do you think has happened? They were jailing homeless people. You said it yourself that the policy changed. They were just jailing them. They were just it was literally a homeless person Ponzi scheme. Just they were just putting homeless people in jail, and they would get released, and then they put those homeless people in the jail, and the people before that would then get released, and then they put those homeless people in jail, and the people who went in before them would get released, and then they put those homeless people in jail, and people went in, and then on and on and on and on.
Thing is, what annoys me about it is other countries have done this. There is a blueprint. It's called decommodifying your housing market. Look at Vienna, Austria. They have top tier public housing, pools and whatnot. And I think what frustrates me is, as I said, it's been done before. We know it won't work, right? I think I was talking with Jason Miles on This is Revolution, and I think he gave a great point, and it highlights my frustration is, if we were to implement the actual policies to seriously deal with crime and homelessness, in this hemisphere, I'm wondering if it would work because the libs, and I'm going to blame them on this, and the conservatives, they can't stand looking at blight, right? And they don't have the patience. So for a lot of this stuff to work, it might take a generation because people's minds don't fix on cue if they ever do fix. All right, and they're going to need help. And then soon as one story pops up, they want to tear down the whole project. And that's what frustrates me about it, is that there is a lack of patience in a lot of libs' heads that they figure if you do this policy, it should be solved in like 5 years, right? And I can assure you, if you look at the countries that actually solved it, it didn't take that long. It took very long, maybe a generation or so. But once the effects were done, things were good. And that's the part that frustrates me, is I don't know how you communicate that to somebody. Because I know there's a lot of folks saying we need to talk differently about crime and so on and so forth. And yeah, I do agree, but I think that we're dodging the elephant in the room, is that we're dealing with a very impatient public that as soon as there is one hiccup, they want to tear down the whole system. Thinking, not right? I think a good example of this is back in the day, we used to have mental facilities, at least in the States, right? Lots of mental facilities to deal with mental illness. And there were definitely problems and abuses. And then the response for that was just to get rid of it. And now the folks are on the street. So anyway, Matt, I've been on for way too long, and I know you have a bunch of very talented callers.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna be wrapping it up soon
you
too.
can
Probably taking another call or two, and then it's been a long week. It's gonna be another long week, I guarantee it.
Insane week.
Yeah.
So Twitter dead. Twitter will be dead by then, I guess. But anyway.
I really that's the thing too. Like, it's amazing to watch on multiple different. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there right now who's having the slowest week ever in whatever industry they are in or whatever. I'm covering a few specific things, and every single one of them is blowing up this week. So it's been. I am jealous of, like, I don't know, the movie industry guy who just had like a nice relaxing week in Hollywood or something. I don't know.
I guess I'll ask you after I hang up. You can finish your thoughts on the crime stuff if you have anything to add to it. But,
no, I mean, it's just obviously it's just bullshit. I mean, you look at the stats and you look at the data. The cities and the states they claim are riddled with cheating and and it's just bullshit. It's just absolute. It's all bullshit that was meant to create fear in suburban America in order for them to go out and vote Republican. I will say this. This is my takeaway from this, though, from the midterms. I think Trump lost the Republican Party just enough boomers. There were a not significant. I don't know how big, so I don't want to say a significant, but not an insignificant number of boomers who were turned off by Trump, and I think have been voting Democrat since. On top of that, without a doubt, Republican Party killed off a decent portion of their base with COVID. I think that's certainly part of it. This was the first election since November 2020. This was the first election since the first major election since the vaccine.
Well, holidays are coming, so there might be a few more killings off of Republicans still to come.
Yeah. And then I'll say this: I think the most conservative generation now, and this obviously, if you're Gen Xer, this is not related to you, but overall, I think the pandemic turned Gen X into a more conservative generation than the boomers. If you look at how the age groups voted, those people smack dab in Gen X, like mid 40s to like late 50s, they're more hardcore Republican than those boomers now.
I think Facebook melted a lot of their.
But no, I think the schools. Think about it. You know, people have kids older
CRT
now.
stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know, if your kid's in like, I don't know, middle school, junior high, high school, you probably had them in your, I don't know, late 20s, 30s, and that puts you in your like 40s, 50s now. And you were pissed they were home. And you know, yeah.
It is very weird times we live in. Though I don't know what to say about it, but I'm still thinking if Twitter goes down, or I should say when Twitter goes down, because looking at Musk's behavior, looking at Musk's, whatever his name is, Elon's behavior, it reminds me a lot of Ye, aka Kanye West. This weird.
Yeah, I can't call him.
ego.
I can't call him Yay or Yee or because no one will know the. It sounds like you just had a chill up your spine and you went yeah. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like you're just making a noise.
I see the same weird ego god complex thing because he's literally setting the site on fire and people are getting in fights with Ed Markey, trying to be a debate bro with Bernie Sanders and getting it wrong till his website is correcting him.
Right.
It is beyond. I've not seen crashing and burning like this yet. It's so bizarre. But anyway, Matt, later.
Have a great night, Dave. Oh, Dave, do me a favor. You're probably closer to the Bahamas than any other of my listeners.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, are you feeling any vibes coming from the Bahamas, from the SBF mansion? Do you feel anything in Jamaica? Maybe you can tell what's going on
Not
there.
a thing. Not a thing.
Have a great night, Dave.
I honestly think when it comes to those financial stuff, the local Bahamians have very little contact with it, unless you are like a politician.
I think so. Too.
I don't know if they get too much benefit from these billionaires dumping.
Native Puerto Ricans are dealing with where rich people move there to avoid taxes or whatever, and they're just buying up all this shit, making things more expensive for the locals. Wouldn't doubt it that that's what's going on in the Bahamas too.
Well, yeah, that's what I suspect is happening. Funny enough, a similar situation is happening in Mexico City as well, but it's more on the gentrification angle where I wouldn't say rich people from the States, but comparatively better off come to live in Mexico because it's cheaper rents down there. And then that forces prices up. And it is a very weird thing going on nowadays.
Right.
Which is why I guess this ties all to we need to decommodify housing or put some serious price controls on.
I'm thinking about I'm thinking about the poor people in El Salvador right now. They're fucking Bitcoin obsessed president. I cannot. What is? Oh, I didn't even think.
They must be hit. They must be going under seriously, especially with all the crypto stuff beginning. It's collapsed.
Hold on, I'm going to Naib. I'm going to NaibTracker.com. Let's see. Okay. We got. So there, if again, we have to. I have to add an addendum here that this is, Bukele always just said how much he invested. We don't know what his wallet address is, so we don't even know if he's lying. But according to his tweets, they're down 64.5%, a loss of $69,125,379.93. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's going well, isn't it? Yeah. But all right, Matt. Later. Love the show.
Have a good.
I'll figure out a way to get the sodas that won't break the bank for me. It's the mailing is killing me.
Right.
But I'll get it to you, man. Later.
Sounds good. Take care. I think this might be the last call of the night. Depending on how long it is, maybe I'll take one more, but this is probably it. Let's see. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi.
Oh, hey. Cameron.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
The hell?
I can hear you. You can't hear me? Aw.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, that's sweet, because I can hear you,
Perfect.
and that works. Awesome. So my name is Cameron. I'm calling from Canada. Thank you for having me on. I got here late. I noticed you were talking about property in islands.
Yes.
Island property.
What are you doing over
And
there? What are you tapping on?
Oh, that should be. I shouldn't be doing that on screen.
What is that?
Anyway, I got a island. I got it real cheap, because some problems with the previous owner. I thought, if anyone, I wanted to just take this time to see if anyone was interested in that. I kind of have to unload on it for alternative reasons, but because I got it so cheap, then that means I can sell it for a good price. And it's got a furnished basement and a private airplane pad and
Hello?
sorry, there's been this car parked across the street for a while. Anyway, it got confiscated by the guy that used to live there, and let's just say he's no problem anymore, and hashtag girl boss, and there's not any such thing as lizard people, and I never thought there was, and I didn't see anything, but I do have to get this island off because of my album, because that's my next thing, my album. That's gonna get me out of this, Matt.
Are you gonna share your?
Can you loan us a tenner?
What?
Can you
What?
loan us a tenner?
Can I what?
Could you loan us a tenner?
Oh, load.
I'm sorry. I watched this show about the show from the 90s with Christopher Eccleston and what's his name? James Bond. Not Dana Carvey. What's his name? Daniel Craig. And
Did you just wait? Hold on. You
all
just
from-
confused Dana Carvey with Daniel Craig.
You gotta admit the D.C. Washington D.C. Anyway, they were all doing this Newcastle accent, so I've been trying to get this Newcastle accent, but I can't do it. It's hard to do. Can you do it? Try it right now.
Do what?
Pretend you're from the north.
Like Game of Thrones North? That's the accent
That's
you just
racist.
did. That's the accent you just
That's
did.
white on white crime.
Present from Canada, eh? Is that what you want?
No, it's from Britain. You don't know where Newcastle is?
I do because the WWE just went there recently.
You know what I'd like to know about? This is an original joke. Where's that old castle?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. They're keeping us from, man. They're keeping us from you and me, and I know that you're on my side, and you'll always be on my side. So that's why I wanted to pitch you this house. And I think you're gonna love it. It's the helicopter pad, and it comes with a plane. You're gonna want to change the name of the plane. That's the thing you're gonna want to do. But basement fully furnished, pool, cocainatorium, everything that you would want
Cocainatorium.
from an island building. So You know, you can get a hold of me, or anybody else can get a hold of me. Everybody knows my number. It's your number. Can I use your number? Do you mind if you take calls from me for a while?
Sure,
I
why
don't want to
not?
pick up calls off my number because I just don't want to answer my phone for a while. That's cool, right?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be happy to accept those calls for you.
Okay. And you know where the drop location is?
I don't, but if you message it to me, I'll be happy to.
Okay. Can I message it to you in the form of Bitcoin or something secure like that?
Sure.
Like,
Why don't you do it really secure via Twitter DM?
Okay. Because
Cameron.
I'll message you under the name Craft Singles official cheese account.
Cameron, sounds good. Have a great night, my friend. Really appreciate the call. Always love when you call in.
Okay, thanks for nice to talk to you.
All right, folks. Hold on. There's someone trying to call in. This person's been trying to call in since the very beginning. Let's see if they take the call. If they do, this will be the last call. I feel bad because this person was the first person whose call I saw, but they hung up before I could reach for it. No, I think that's it. That's it. Oh, here they are. Let me take this call. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's John calling from Peoria.
Hey, John, how are you? I saw you've been trying to call in since the very beginning, so I had to take your call, but kind of low on time. So let's do it. Let's a nice, concise conversation.
Well, I really enjoyed the show. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to make a couple comments. I don't know if you saw the post or that I'm sorry, the story that came out yesterday that Tesla is supposedly dropping its patents on its proprietary system for chargers. And I have a feeling that's coinciding with Elon screwing up with Twitter. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that. I have to look more into that.
Then the other thing, sorry?
I have to look more into that.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me go.
I'm gonna put. You want to turn your camera around?
Because I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
What was your last statement? I'm sorry. Your last reply.
Oh, I just basically said I had not heard about that. I have to look more into that. What you just told me. I heard you.
Yeah. A friend of mine was. I guess there's a petition going around to say, oh, we should let Twitter. I'm sorry, Tesla chargers be at every station. You know, and I'm like, I was like, but he's always been pushing for proprietary recognition, and then I looked into the story, and apparently, and I don't buy it for a second, because he says one thing and does another, but I think he's just trying to bury the lead, and that is him screwing up Twitter. So that's one thing. The other comment I was going to make is, so I have diabetes type 2, besides the wonderful lupus. So Medicaid pays for my insulin. It costs just slightly under $100 a pen, 300 units a pen. I need 1,200 units per month, 30 days is a 30-day prescription. So that's $400 Medicaid is paying every month.
Yeah.
And Bernie Sanders, when the crazy tweets came out from the fake Lilly account, he was pointing this out, that we pay on the order of 20 times as much as other countries for our insulin. So, he had a couple tweets about, he compared our cost, that is the U.S. cost, compared to all other countries. I think the closest one was like $10 on his list anyway. So
Right.
I just want to point that out to people. It's not just like your private insurance or you having to do out of pocket. It's our government, our state governments, and Medicare, a federal government, that has to negotiate these freaking prices that Congress won't let them do. So, and then a few other comments I wanted to make about what Dave was saying. It is, I think, kind of telling that people are so stuck on this crime thing, and I don't get it, because I think to a large extent they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No, absolutely. They're just going on vibes. They see it in the news because the media's on it, or like they know someone who got mugged or something, and they get going strictly off vibes. Oh, crime must be through the roof.
Right, and so I'm obviously. Well, I think I've told you I'm originally from Chicago. I moved down here for a job. When I was in high school in '78. Crime was higher, murder rate was higher in Chicago than it is now. Yet they're always whining about Chicago. And then they also tie it to gun control. And Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. Since 2014, when there was that court case, the Supreme Court case about concealed carry, the city of Chicago has had to basically operate under the same handgun laws that the rest of the state does. So it is no different than like in Peoria, where I live, or Springfield. That applies to every place in the state, not Chicago, including Chicago. So, them claiming, they have this moral high ground claim that, Chicago is just so terrible because of the restrictive gun laws. Well, for almost 8 years now, it's been the same.
Well, you know why they're so obsessed with Chicago too. It's a great opportunity to hit the trifecta and add racism in there too.
Oh,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
That's 100% part of it.
When Obama ran, a lot of us who remember Harold Washington as mayor, same elements from the city level that were projected onto the federal level. These same clowns, I'm not racist. I just don't want a black guy as my president. That was the same attitude that that the Chicago Democratic politicians had when Harold Washington was our mayor. So there's definitely that. I think. And the one last thing that Dave said that I think is correct about housing, and I'll tie it into my personal story about having lupus and being in financial distress now. So I'm several months behind in my rent. Now my landlord, once I produced papers from my doctor that this guy's got a debilitating disease, is no longer threatening to evict me. But I've been trying to get him money because the guy needs money and I owe him money, right?
Right.
So I have been going around. I went to one program. He kind of got the paperwork into me late, so we missed that. Then this last week, I went to the Salvation Army. Salvation Army administers a program through the state. I call him up, and furthermore, it was more like a Game of Thrones weird contest, because basically you're competing by dialing in, like some Squid Games, excuse me, not Game of Thrones, Squid Game kind of contest. You're calling in like you're trying to get free tickets to a concert so that you can get money for them to help you. Okay. And I don't blame the Salvation Army. This is the craziness that the state has imposed. The state of Illinois, a Democratic state, by the way. So, and like on the 92nd call, I finally got in to talk to someone at the Salvation Army, and they told me I wasn't qualified because I don't have an income. So I wasn't qualified to get emergency rental payments because I'm not working.
Jeez.
And so I'm like, I don't know how it can work. I can barely stand sometimes. It's like, and so there's all of that, and then I was having this discussion online about where people were saying how wonderful Pritzker is. Pritzker is our governor, who is a billionaire, by the way. And I don't really necessarily hold that against him. I don't think highly of him about it. He's just part of a family and what bothers me is how they were lauding him. They were saying how a wonderful governor he is. I'm like, he's okay, but who do you think? So I was talking to a friend who I used to advocate for affordable housing long before I was in this situation. And she is a director for a community organization that deals with a lot of people that try to get affordable housing. And that's why we were doing this, or I was, doing this. And she was pointing out that in Illinois, a lot of emergency care now has moved into where you have to be ordered, or the agency has to be ordered by the court, the eviction court, to help you find money. So in other words, it may end up that I have to tell my landlord to evict me for the state to do anything. And who do you think is governor when all this took place? So when I hear that, oh, how wonderful Pritzker is, wouldn't he be a great president? That is bullshit.
I'm one of those people, honestly, sadly. Sorry, but he's not great. He's not perfect, I should say. But I do think.
If it's between Republican and him, sure, I'll vote for him.
I also think he's got
a centrist Democrat.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job of positioning himself as pretty good on progressive issues, socially progressive issues. But that's really all you could expect from a Democrat. You're not gonna get some, socialist in that position anytime soon, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, I hear you. You know him better than I do. Yeah. So
I'm definitely, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little bit annoyed, and I guess obviously because it affects me personally, but it's on him. I'm not the only one that can be possibly being affected by this. No, I'm sure there's other people that are in my situation. Probably
Absolutely.
Because at least right now, and I'll just be brief. I did go to a rheumatologist. I do definitely have lupus. He's keeping me on the drugs that my primary care physician gave me. I'm hoping that things will get better but it takes about 8 more weeks to show.
Right.
By the way, the drugs they're giving me one of the drugs is hydroxychloroquine.
Oh no!
So yes, that's one of the primary drugs they give to people with rheumatoid arthritis and with lupus. But so on that front, at least my health care looks like it's going well. I did have my internet cut off, but at the same time, the state is paying for emergency on my utilities for gas and electric, so I don't have to worry about that stuff for 3 to 4 months. And my cell phone was paid by some charitable organizations, faith-based organizations, and so things are up and they're down, and I have my good days, my bad days as far as that's concerned. Every day is kind of painful. I don't know if you know people with lupus, but that goes with it. And I'm still like, what was it? Who is the actor in Papillon? I'm still here, you bastards. I kind of feel like that sometimes.
All right, I hear you,
Um,
John. Thank you for calling in.
All
And
right, take care and
sharing,
thanks
because
for doing your
your
work.
experience. You have
The
very
crypto show was
specific.
great today.
Oh, I appreciate that. You have I love when you call in, because you obviously have a very specific experience that you speak from something that you know very well, and it's good to have that insight. So thanks for calling in, as always.
All right, take
Have
care.
a great night. Rooting for you, man.
You too. Bye. All right. Bye.
All right, folks. That's going to be the show. Oh, wait a minute. Thank you to Connor W. for becoming a patron during the show. Really appreciate the support. Patreon.com/MattBinder to become a subscriber. Let's see. Was there any more? No, that's it. Wait, there was one more super chat. Renee with a super chat. A lot of landlords say that when they mean peddlers. I don't know. Renee, you love to just completely no context, because I don't read it when you tweet it, when you post it, which I bet it does make sense then. Add a little bit of context next time, please. Calls are over, Omega. Yeah, I've already gone an hour and a half. Well, more than an hour and a half. Folks, who should I raid over on Twitch? Who should I raid over on Twitch? Who should I raid over on Twitch? Who should I raid on Twitch? I'll ask the chat, because we're a little bit behind. The stream's a bit behind from where the stream should be. From what you're all watching. Who should I raid on Twitch? Raid the guy. Who's the guy? There's no the guy. Oh, you know what? I'll raid Amy EC3, because Amy sent me data, compiled great data on who FTX's super PACs donated to. That was really great. So I'm gonna raid Amy EC3. Let's do it. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, someone gave me a really negative scam economy review, which is fine. But it's actually the first written negative review, so it actually shows up in the written reviews. So if you haven't left a review yet and you like the show, please think about dropping a written negative review right up that shows up. It's obvious it was a crypto person, because they said, "I can't believe you're calling Bitcoin crypto. Bitcoin isn't crypto." That's always fun. All right, folks, really appreciate it. It's been quite the week. Looking forward to another one. I will see you all next time on the Scam Economy.